It is a good morning. How y'all doing? If you give me a 5x5, let me know you guys can hear me. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All right. Well, it is a wonderful day here in overcast Maryland. I love it when it's like this. It's easy on my eyes. The sermon on the menu today is probably going to make some of you mad. Probably going to offend some of you, probably even some of my students. But I want you to put your big girl and big boy britches on, okay? What I'm going to say today is out of love. And I want you to understand and be reminded that I have no affiliation with anything. No company, no persons, okay? So I'm the only one that has the right to talk like this. Because all of you people out there that used to ridicule and talk shit about, and by the way, we're going to use some colorful language here this morning. So if you're in earshot, or if I'm in earshot of your children, put your headphones on or come back and watch this at another time. I might go off the rails and go a little bit of ratchet ICT. So just let you know. The community has always had fun taking shots at me, and I've had fun taking them. It's been great. Like, I love it. But this is a topic that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, and it might hurt people's pockets, and that's okay. I want to remind you that that's okay. I have a little bit of experience with prop because two of my sons tried them. I have never, not one time ever, have I ever, not one fucking time, ever considered giving them my personal information to charge a credit card, a debit card, which I have never used a debit card. If you use a debit card, you're a fucking idiot. This community at large, there's been so many people that have had such high opinions of themselves and other people, talking down to other people, talking down to anyone else's method. And you're going to think I'm talking about myself right now, but I'm not actually right now. I'm going to ring myself in a minute. But it's funny how they're all shaking their ass on the corner for all these prop firms now. And they have their opinions. They have their staunch opinions about what's right or wrong, what's ethical, what's not. And what they used to stand against, say, oh, you're playing around in your monetized demo account. But now they're doing the same thing. And they're repping them. Like, they're head hooker number one on the corner for them. And if you're a student of mine, and I know a number of you make a pretty good income, I don't know because I've never asked. I would never, ever ask any of you what your earnings are. But there is a huge cash cow in fleecing the stupid. And this is my wish for the students of mine that do this stuff. I want to remind you what got you into that seat where people are listening to you, where your audience came from. It came from trading, not prop firms, not cash cow commissions, not affiliate code kickbacks. It came by way of trading. When you sat down and you got that itch that you wanted to learn how to trade, prop firms, maybe only in the last year or so has that become the thing where everybody's like, wow, look, so-and-so took $1 million or this, that, and the other thing, or they got a 6-figure payout. I want to be like that. I want to do that. I want to quit my job and do that. Or I want to be an affiliate. By the way, don't ask to speak. I'm not taking people to conversations. Just mine today. If you don't want to listen, just go do something else. Okay. But everybody asking for a speaker tab, and you're not getting it on this one. And you can come at me later on. I'm sure we'll have an open forum with Kit with his stuff later on. But here, I just want to be able to talk with continuity. And if I have questions or someone that has an issue with their microphone or a language barrier, it's going to disrupt the flow. So, and I'm going to go on probably until around 9 o'clock, definitely by 9:30, because I want to be off this and get on the screens with my son. But I would like to see my students that live stream and they host their affiliate marketing things with all their brokerage firms. I would like for them to step up their game with their trading and move away from that stuff. Now, it's going to be very hard to do that because if you're making money or if it's predominantly the majority of what you're making, I would understand the reluctancy on your part to not want to do it because it's easy money. All you have to do is seem like the friendly neighborhood drug dealer, because that's really what you are. You're giving out codes, these affiliate marketing codes that you're going to benefit from. And I want you to think about how much harm you're probably doing to that person and their family. Have you given much thought to it? Maybe you have, and maybe you said, well, they're adults. It's on them. Is it really? Because if you are a bartender, and this is for the prop firms, by the way, all of you, if you all are out there making rules and someone comes in, and I don't give a fuck how many times they buy an account, you fucking sold it to them. You took the fucking revenue from these people that you're fucking over. Yeah, we're going there. If it wasn't for me stepping in and just getting the money that Cameron paid, he would have walked away negative. I told him, you're in the wrong trade. Do this, do that, do that. And that's the only reason why he got his $1,400 or $1,600. I don't even know what the fuck it was, but it was a minuscule amount. I told him, I said, stop that shit. Stop it. Trailing stop loss, trailing drawdown. That's a fucking bunch of bullshit. That's a bunch of shit. And you fucking people are literally lapping it up because you think that you have a fucking chance when they are constantly changing the fucking rules against you. They're constantly changing the fucking rules. And for the people that had strong opinions against it, they threw in the towel and said, fuck it. Here, take my ass too. You don't need to grease it up. Just give me my affiliate code so I can start getting a little bit of that honey pot. And you're out there hurting fucking people. You're hurting them. Look around. Shit is fucked up. People are not thinking clearly. They're strapped. They can't fucking make ends meet. And they fucking look at that credit card and they say, I'll worry about making the payment later on. I might get a payout. I might get a fucking payout. And I'm going to be honest with you. If I wouldn't have stepped in, maybe that would have happened with one of my kids. Caleb tried several times and he never beat their system. He never beat it. Cameron was the only one that walked away. And it was only because daddy, good old ICT, came in and said, don't do that, do this. Don't do that, do this. And I told him, I said, I'm not trying to run your account up. I'm not doing it. Get your fucking money out of there and put real money in an account. And stop asking me for brokerage or broker recommendations. I am not an introducing broker. All brokers suck. There you go. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I'm the only motherfucker out here who can sit here and talk to you and be 100% honest, because no one's in my fucking pocket. No one's stuffing my pockets. No one's telling me, don't say anything bad about us. Fuck all of you. You're all fucking clowns. You're all fucking thieves. You're fucking defrauding people. And all you motherfuckers that jumped on the bandwagon, talk shit about me, talk shit about them. Now you're up there shaking your ass on the fucking corner, collecting or trying your ass off to get that stuff. What happened to you? What happened to you? Some of you are supposed to be the fucking amazing traders. But now, times are so tough that you got to go out there and start hawking your ass for affiliate code marketing too. Your shit's so good, it's so profitable, everybody wants to buy it, but you're shaking your fucking ass on the corner for prop firms. Listen, man. I'm the guy that come out here and stood in front of everybody with a fucking demo account. A demo account. Okay? That's who's talking to you. And I'm the only motherfucker that took a demo account and made fucking millions and millions and millions and millions of fucking dollars with that demo account. And I never paid for mine. Never had affiliate codes, never did shit. And I got people all around the fucking world making their ends meet with what I fucking taught. I have never sold my fucking soul to this shit. I never fucking would. I have brokerage firms sucking my dick every fucking day in the fucking email box. And I'm constantly telling them, go fuck yourself. I have so many companies around the fucking world that want a glad hand with me, and I will never fucking do it. Why? Because I get the privilege to fucking sit here and talk this way. Because when it's wrong, it needs to be called out as wrong. You're a bartender. You're serving. You see the guy or the gal at the end of the bar, they're fucking wasted. They're drunk. 2 sheets to the fucking win? No. 7 sheets to the win. Fucking drunk. But they still got money in their pocket. They still have a credit card that they can swipe and buy more drinks. You know they're drunk. You know they're hemorrhaging money, and it's not safe for them to do so. But you're still serving them. But then suddenly, circumstances change. Now, all of a sudden, you've been selling all these accounts to these people, and I don't give a fuck how much money they paid into it. You know, the biggest, the largest, he did the same shit. But whatever they fucking made, they made it. They made it. If they beat the rules that were in play at the same fucking time, these companies are obligated to pay the fuck out. And I told this to my kids. I said, listen, I've watched this shit start up, and I've watched rules shift and change and constantly move in and out. And when it was beneficial for them, they themselves would go in midstream, mid fucking process. Oh yeah, by the way, we're not paying you out because you broke this rule. Where the fuck did that go? You just brought that up today. And yet you clowns are trying to talk about how you're helping the community. You're fucking frauds. You're scammers. You're the highest degree of fucking scammer. Do you still believe in Santa Claus, motherfuckers? You fucking people, man. Wake up. These companies have no idea what's brewing. There is a fucking litigation shitstorm that's coming against them. They have no idea what's coming. They have no fucking idea what's coming. Their little bit of fucking time where they're making lots and lots of money right now. They're going to get tapped on the fucking shoulder so fucking soon. They're going to be head spinning. They don't even see it coming. They have no idea what the fuck's coming because they're punch drunk just like you got when you were spending all that fucking money trying to get these things, these evals. And you worship the biggest assholes on the internet, where they take the fucking money that you're paying into, and you're not making shit, by the way. You're in debt. You're charging up your 3rd fucking credit card, hiding it from your fucking spouse. And you're watching them showboat and spend money stupidly. And you worship these people. You literally worship them. And you're not going to hear this message today. You're not going to hear it. Because you're going to think, bro, you're just hating. Motherfucker, I got more money than all of you. Add them all up. I got all of that. I don't need a fucking thing. Most of my work with you all is now in mediums that's not monetized, like this. You all are going to take this shit and put it on your YouTube channel. You're doing that. They're not doing that for you. They're not doing that for you. And these prop firms, they're going to fucking let you play the part in the Ponzi, because that's what these fucking places are. They're Ponzi schemes. All of them. They're only effective as long as people are coming in and paying. And they got to keep suckers coming in. And there has been so many reasons why you should stop. It doesn't take much to put a little bit of money into a real account that's regulated. They're not going to change the fucking rules on you every fucking day that suits their interest. No, ICT, this is where you're wrong because this is my only way there. Bullshit. Bullshit. Because last time I fucking checked, there's a fucking Domino's, there's a fucking Papa John's, there's a Mick fucking Donald's, okay? How bad do you want it? Because if you have a skill set and you know how to trade, if you really know how to fucking trade, you will put your ass in a position, even if it's the lowest. I don't even know what the fuck the minimum wage is anymore. I wouldn't even know what that is anymore. But whatever the minimum wage is, if you did that for a few months, 6 months, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit what people say? Look at him. Look at him. I did that to my son, Cameron. I could have very easily, here's 50 grand. Boom. Sit down next to dad. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to retire you today. But what am I teaching him? Codependence. And that's exactly what the fuck you motherfuckers are doing right now because you're out there codependent with these companies. The affiliate code is a leash. You think it's a lifeline. It's an umbilical cord to fucking endless cash. But you're a slave. Your opinion's monetized now. That means everything you say now is bullshit. You come out here and try to play like you're the fucking hero. Talking out both sides of your fucking mouth. Being caught using sock puppet accounts. But I never said a fucking thing. Why? Because I understand. I understand. Some of you just need to do whatever you got to do to make ends meet. And I get it. But the hot topic, everybody's fucking commenting to me. Everybody's fucking asking me, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And largely, I just ignore it. But I have people that have received the largest payouts and they attribute what they've done with what I taught. And that's cool. That's great. But I have always been, and I was the first guy that came out and said, how much money have you paid in? And that question goes unanswered. And if they were ever brave enough to say, hey, look, this is what I paid in, and it's 3/4 or half or just enough that sees their profitability, quote unquote, they did what they had to do to make money. Any of you that have spent ridiculous amounts of money and you finally made your way to now you're above the waterline and you're not underneath. In other words, you spent more than you actually earned. You should stop. That's grace. Appreciate it. Acknowledge it. Move to the sidelines. My son worked in a coffee shop, serving people, dealing with shit. I wanted him to see what it's like dealing with the public. They both, Caleb and Cameron, initially wanted to do what you see me do. YouTuber, educator, furu, whatever you want to call it. And I said, you don't have the skin to do it because just your last name alone is going to bring all kinds of hate and you're going to take it personal. Where I thrive in it. I love it. I fucking love it. That's where I got all this crowd from. I know how to start a fire. And you don't realize it, but you're burning your own house down by supplying revenue to these companies that when it comes time for you to collect, they're in a position to say, you know what? Yeah, let's just not do it. Change your rule. Why did you keep taking the money? Why did you keep taking the revenue from these people? But then you're going to change. You have no idea that you're liable. You're fucking liable. It's wrong. And all of you should wake the fuck up and recognize it. There is not one motherfucker out there that's bigger than me in terms of influence and presence. If I would have done business with any of these fucking clowns, I would have made them millions and millions of fucking dollars. And they probably would have laced my pockets. I couldn't sleep at night if I did that. I couldn't do it. I would not ever do that shit. Why? Because I give a fuck. I genuinely give a fuck. But when they constantly prove to you that they can't be trusted, they can't be fucking trusted. If you do beat their bullshit, the casino has the edge all the time. But these motherfuckers are constantly libeling themselves. They're coming right out there and doing it. Why? Because there's enough of you that are really learning how to trade. And that constant fox chewing at the vine, it's bleeding them out. Let me pose a hypothetical. Let's just say I have a really, really good, actually I have a couple dozen of them really good students that have constantly said, hey, what would be interesting if I started my live stream. Now, I'm not saying me. I'm saying one or more of my students that you don't see them. They're not on social media. They're not bragging. But they're so sick and tired of the bullshit that they're willing to go out there and start live streaming their trades. Not encouraging to copy. But what would happen? What would happen if, I don't know, 25, 30% of all you that do this bullshit in these prop firms, if you copied every fucking thing that person did and they got a 90% strike rate, what would their excuse be when all of you run up the fucking band against them? What rule would they have to use to imply that you somehow didn't do what you were doing? Do you have a problem with that? How's that cheating? When they're the cheat, they're cheating all of you. Trust us enough to use the affiliate code. We're giving you 90% off, 80% off, wherever the fuck it is. 90% off of bullshit, still bullshit in the end. These fucking people. It's so easy to take them down. So easy. But you're all loving them. They got the good smack. They got the good blow. They got the good drug. And I want to just remind you that it doesn't take much to do well. Cameron hated going to that coffee shop. He fucking hated it. And every time he'd come home and he would bitch and complain about this person talking down to him and this person saying this shit to him, some person saying that, I said, now see, that's the real world. That's the real world. Up until that moment, you've never experienced that. You've been sheltered and shielded from it all. And it doesn't get any better, even if you're in a corporate. Everybody wants to see you fail. And all these motherfuckers out there, they're loving this because it gives them a chance to find significance in themselves and have the crab mentality. What's the crab mentality? As a child of the Chesapeake Bay, I've grown up watching crabbing, ate crabs so much I can't fucking stand them now. But if you ever watch a pot of live crabs, if one of them gets the idea of getting out of there and they get to the edge and they start pulling themselves up, the other crabs grab a hold of it and pull it back down in. That's crab mentality. And the people that have never made any fucking money and they never made a presence, they never made a footprint in social media, they have, in their eyes, the perfect ammunition to come at the people that have been paid out very large sums of money. And that to me is little dick energy. That is such a spotlight on you being such a piece of shit. Because you're so fucking miserable. You're so fucking miserable that somebody else out there got something that you'll never fucking have. You'll never have it. That's what you're really chiming in on. And because social media is so toxic and cancerous, and everybody out here is so ate up with fucking envy And they want to succeed so they can be the biggest arrogant piece of shit that's ever been seen before. They can't contain themselves. They can't keep their mouth fucking shut. They got to talk about somebody because they're in pain. I personally, I don't give a fuck how much anybody has spent. If they made their way to the point where they're profitable, they should take the exit ramp and get the fuck out of there. If you contemplated signing up to these companies, don't. All of them, don't. I'm proving to you this year, I forced my son to go through the rigmarole of work. Get a fucking job. He got fired from a job he was doing very well with, but went to work late several times. Got caught fucked off on the job with his phone. Well, you're done. He tried to hide it from me. I found out. So now, what do? You keep him there. Keep him in work. Get another job. Get another fucking job. Get another job. If I wouldn't have paid his car off when I bought it for him, he would have never had the money paying for his car payment. But fast forward, he works, does DoorDash. I can't do it, ICT. For months, DoorDash. $10,000 in a regulated brokerage account. Inside and underneath 2 weeks, $2,500 he's going to request as a wire transfer from a regulated broker, AMP, which I'm not repping them, but it's a real brokerage firm. And how much money did you make this week? How much money did you make this week? Because I'm going to tell you something. I love my son, but he doesn't have any skills to go out there and work a job that they can afford to pay him $2,500. He doesn't have the skill to do that. But old man ICT pressed on him and said, I'm not giving you shit. You're going to earn it. And you heard him yesterday. If I wouldn't have stopped him, he would have went on and on and on. But it feels good to see in his eyes what it looks like. Man, this is really possible. Yeah. I've been saying it all your long, a whole fucking life since you were little. But when you see how we were living and what we're graced with, you think it's just going to be given to you. And it shouldn't be given to you. So no, you don't need prop firms. You don't fucking need prop firms. You don't need them. Now, you do need them if you don't know how to fucking trade. You do need them if you're making your lifestyle around the revenue off of the blood and fear and emotion and psychological connection and codependence to the illusion that these people pay into thinking they're going to be the next $1 million payout. And you all asked me, just go in there and just run it up. They would have never paid me for my fucking time. They never would have paid me because I'm not going to go in there and do some Mickey Mouse shit. I'm going in there to shut their fucking asses down. I came out and asked them, are you willing to sign a fucking contract with me that if I don't fucking run up $40 million, if I run that $40 million up, you better fucking pay my ass out. None of these motherfuckers would do that, but they got revenue that would support it. Now think about that. Sure, that'd be a huge advertisement. It'd be worth it. Just to have good old ICT saying he went in there and trusted you good enough to do it. $40 million shit over the course of 3 years past that, still you'd be kicking. I would never fucking do that. But I wanted to prove to you that these fucking places are not trustworthy. None of them are. But they're going to come out there with their PSA, public service announcement, for those that don't know what that means. We're in here to help you out. We're going to do the best thing possible to make it right. No, just shut your fucking doors. That's the right thing to do because you're serving drunks. You're liable. And when it's convenient for you, you change the fucking rules and say, no, we're not going to pay you out. How does that communicate trust? And because the people that are fucking miserable, they're going to champion behind that. And that's going to grow momentum. It's going to feel like, oh yeah, fuck these guys that made all that money. Fuck them out of their money because I've been fucked out of my money all this time. Serves them right for beating your bullshit fucking rules. Real trading is not like this, folks. And the longer you stay in these quote unquote prop, and they're not fucking prop, okay? It's bullshit. It's what it is. It's bullshit trading. It's beneath demo trading. They have fooled people into paying for fucking demo accounts inside of a Ponzi scheme. When I worked for a Jewish family out in Owens Mills, I was a vendor. I would go out and fill candy machines, cold food machines, coffee machines, ice cream machines. And when I worked there long enough, the guy that I worked for, he was the son of the owner. And I wanted to be this guy. Like, I thought he was so cool. Like, he was funny, he was witty, and he got to trust me. So he started telling me things that probably shouldn't have been told to me. And when he was younger, he ran up a fake company where he would call companies up and say, hey, look, I want to talk to the person in charge of the janitorial work there. And they would put them in connection with that person and say, hey, look, hey, I need you to write this number down. And he'd give him some bullshit 4-digit number. And he goes, all right, look, that's your insurance number. I'm going to send you out a Walkman. Back then, that's what it was. It was like a headset. And that was, everybody wanted one of them back then. It's kind of like the iPhone today or the Samsung Galaxy Note Ultra, which is better than Apple. Fuck Apple. The hot things would be placed in this person's imagination that they're going to receive it for nothing. Okay, so we're going to send this out to you. How do you spell your last name again? Well, right away, they're like, well, I'm getting something for free. Oh, yeah, my last name is Huddleston. And first name, okay, it's Michael. And all right, so listen. When you get it, if there's any problems with it, call us back at this number and give us that number I just gave you, and we'll replace it with no charge. Okay, we'll send it out to you right away. And by the way, are you still using that multi-purpose cleaner there? Well, he's a janitor. Of course he's fucking using that. Yeah, we are. All right, listen, I'm going to put you down for 5-gallon buckets of it. All right? Yep, no problem. So they invoice the company in his name. So what's happening in accounts payable? They're getting an invoice. Well, pay it. But he's not sending all of them. He's only sending 2. And he back orders the other 3. Then he upcharges 3 times what he charged on the first ones. This is illegal. You're selling by premium. And the federal government, the feds, literally came in and shut down his $1 million operation where he was having college students come in and fleece these companies all around the fucking world. And then he did it with light bulbs, the 4-foot fluorescent tube lights that you see when you go into hospitals and whatnot. Maybe it used to be in schools, but now they changed it to LED. Those bulbs were very, very cheap. But he would sell them a box of 20 for $1,000 fucking dollars. And companies would just pay the invoice. So here he was at 20 years old, making millions of dollars, and then one day, the FBI kicks his door in and seizes everything. Well, you should have learned his fucking lesson. He should have learned his lesson from that, because he didn't do any time. So here he was, he's working for his dad, who bought all these vending company routes, and I'm working for him, emptying the machines out, watching all this money in front of me getting cashed out every day. I'm like, I'm going to start my own company. I'm gonna make enough money. I'm gonna do this. That's what I wanted to do when I was younger. When my uncle was talking to me about trading and all that bullshit, here I was. I'm looking at a guy handling real money, cash, and all you had to do is go out in the machines, fill them up, and empty them out. So I'm thinking to myself, this will really prop up my future and success if I do this. But it's a lot of money to get into it. So one day, Glenn, who was the guy I worked for, he says to me, he goes, listen, I'm getting ready to get $50,000 tonight. I was like, what? 50,000? He said, yeah, man. All I had to do was put $2,500 in, and you got to wait. I said, what are you waiting for? And who am I giving the $2,500 to? He goes, well, you have to go to this meeting. And what they did was they would rent, rooms at the Hyatt Hotel or the Hilton, and they would serve like bullshit snacks or whatever, and drinks and coffee. And it would tell you, listen, all you got to do is find people behind you to do the same thing. That's a Ponzi scheme. Now, I didn't know what that was, but Glenn literally came out and said, hey, it's a Ponzi. But as long as people are coming in behind us, it pushes you up to the top of the pyramid. And when your name's at the top, you get the 50,000. And then it starts over with the next line with new people. And then you just go and you reinvest it. You put another $2,500 in, other people do it. And it's like, wait a minute. What happens if nobody comes in at the bottom line? All the people below the top spot get fucked, right? He goes, yeah, in theory. I said, that's not fucking theory. That's exactly what happens. But that's what these prop firms are. They're fucking Ponzi schemes. They only are effective when suckers come in and they keep fueling it up, tying into it, putting more money into it. And they're putting a label on it saying they're providing a service for you. What they're doing is they're hurting you. They're enabling you to spend money you can't afford to spend with an illusion that you're going to get paid out. And they're changing the rules all the time, and it's public knowledge. And that's what I'm acting on. I have seen all this stuff going on. So all of you that have been asking my opinion on it, you're getting it today. I don't want to talk about this stuff anymore. None of my kids would ever touch a fucking prop firm company ever again. Ever. Now, did they go in there and say, fuck them, I'm doing chargebacks, they have to pay $25 in addition to refund my money too? No. I told them they learned their lesson. They learned a valuable fucking lesson. They had an experience with the slickers. Okay? It's a fancy term for people that are from the city, fast talkers. So it's good for that to happen sometimes. But if you're constantly feeding these companies and you've seen nothing from it, don't get bitter. Don't be biting other people's backs because they were able to do something you couldn't pull off. That has nothing to do with what your core problem is. You don't know how to fucking trade. And you want a cheap way to keep gambling and figure it out on luck. That's what really prop is. That's exactly what it is. Okay, I'm going to call it. That's what it is. All of my students have done really well with it. Prove me fucking wrong. Prove me fucking wrong. Go do it in a live account. And you'll have all of the talking points, all the sales pitch, all the bullshit that you're trying to get through affiliate marketing with these companies. Your audience will be organic because you've done something outside of affiliate marketing. And that's probably painful to hear. Man, why'd you do that to me? Because I want you to grow. You're codependent right now. A lot of you are so plugged in, and it's become your identity. This is all you are right now. And that's not all that you can be. It's actually holding you back. 6 figures a month on ICT, you don't get it. No, I get it. I was doing that a day. Yeah, one trade. So my problem with this is all of you want me to badmouth a specific company. And I don't want to do that because they're all fucking bullshit. All of them. Every single one of them. None of them are trustworthy. I would never put my fucking money in any of them. But I would go to work. And I'm going to tell you something. When we were around Christmas time, Cameron and I were driving down to what store we were at? BJ's. It's a big box company. And I drink Fiji water like you just heard me take a sip from. And that's where I get all my stock from. So we went down, we picked up some Fiji water, and we're coming back out, and we come to the intersection. And I see this woman. She's not dressed to the nines. She's like the average casual look, but she's clean. Hair's brushed. She doesn't have any makeup on, but she looks like she just stepped out of the shower and fixed her hair, and she got this cardboard in her hand. And I looked at it right away, and I got this unction in me. She's a fraud. So I told Cameron, I said, look at her right there. He goes, what about her? You know her? I said, no, but I know her. She's going to walk over to one of these corners, and what she's holding in her hand, she's going to be begging for money. But she doesn't need it. And you can tell by looking at her, can't you? He goes, no. How can you tell? I said, I can tell. I can tell. She smiling, smirking as she's walking across the street. She cuts in front of us and stands right to the left of me and immediately turns the cardboard around, and immediately her face and her whole demeanor changes. Her countenance just drops. Sad face, woe is me. And her sign says, stranded, need to get to Virginia. Now, right away, what's the kind-hearted person going to do? Here's $20. Get yourself there. Here's a buck. It's all I got. We don't carry cash anymore. Roll up a little bit closer. Roll the window down. I got the whole afternoon free. Do you need a ride? Walked on by. Hello. Another one in the win column. I'm a good judge of character. And Cameron was like, what in the hell? I was like, yeah. See, when you're a slicker, it's real hard to slick a slicker. And I saw a slicker. And all these fucking prop firms are all slickers. And they're hoping that you stay dumb like Silas from the farm. Old country bumpkin. Well, I'm going to try. I'm going to do these trend line breakouts and these false breakouts and these moving average crossovers and these old order blocks, these fair value gaps. These motherfuckers are all over the chart. I don't know which one I'm going to pick, but guess what? I might get lucky with one of them. Hell, shit. Let's get some money on this one. Oh, look at this. I made $500. We're fucking retiring, honey. No. Because you're thinking that $500 across 20 accounts. If I just get one of them, I'll get even, or I'll get most of the money I paid into it. And that's what you're trapped in. You're trapped in that bullshit. It's an endless cycle. The same cycle that drunk at the end of the fucking bar tonight will be served by a irresponsible fucking bartender. And when that drunk goes out and kills somebody, that fucking bartender needs to do life. There needs to be consequences. Because there is no, I was just providing a service. I was just doing my job. Fuck you. If you see somebody spending hundreds of thousands of fucking dollars and you keep taking it, and it gets to the point where now they can take money from you and you say, no, you violated, man, I would slap your fucking ass with a lawsuit so fucking fast your head would fucking spin. And that one lawsuit exposes every fucking thing. So that's how you know they're desperate, because they're doing desperate shit. So if they're in desperate times and doing desperate measures, why would the fuck you consider any way, shape, or form giving them your credit card number? When it's so much easier to sleep at night knowing that you worked for the fucking money that you put in there. All these prop firms, all these fucking bullshit fake demo accounts that you paid for, those numbers that you're supposedly trading with, I have a 6-figure, I'm a 7-figure fucking trader. You are fucking full of shit. Let's compare bank accounts, motherfucker. Let's pull out a fucking bank statement. Bam! My lowest motherfucker is $7.5 million fucking dollars. Let's talk real fucking shit, bitch. Let's do it. You ain't trading 7 figures of fucking nothing. 7 figures of bullshit. That account is only valuable, quote unquote, until the fucking drawdown. So what's the drawdown amount? That's what you're trading with. $2,000 drawdown. Do the $50,000 account. It's the best value. $1,500, $2,000 drawdown. I may be off on those numbers because I don't do this bullshit. But let's just be fair. Let's be fair and say it's $5,000 drawdown. That's what you're allowed to have before you blow up. Okay. See, that $5,000 is an illusion. You don't fear it because you paid $60, $100. I don't know. Let's just call it $100. So you paid $100 to risk an illusion of $5,000 that you don't have, and they don't lose if you blow the account. So where's the money coming? It's an illusion. It's fugazi. So you're going to do dumb shit. You're going to be impatient. You're going to see nothing on that fucking chart but pain and suffering. It's going to be like a scrying mirror. Google that. Because that's what these charts are for the uninitiated. For the gambler, they look at these charts and they're communicating pain, suffering, impatience is answered by going in and buying it right now or going in and shorting it right now. Call me bullshit. Say I'm fucking talking out my ass. Go ahead. You can't, because you know damn well what I just fucking said pegged you to the fucking wall. And I know it because that's exactly how I was at 20. I wanted to get out of that fucking shit so bad. I was willing to do anything. Any fucking thing. Part of my job when I was a vendor, I had to learn how to pick locks. Now, I knew how to pick locks before I went to work there because I learned a lot of stuff as a young teenager. I shouldn't have learned, but I was curious. I wanted to learn things that the average person, and I got that inspiration from the show MacGyver. And I was like, man, this guy knows fucking everything. He can get out of anything. He can take the average shit and just turn something into it. Like, that was cool to me. I was like, that's genius. So I had to learn how to pick cylinder locks. And they're actually not very hard to do. And I actually still use them today, even though they're very vulnerable. And when I suffered in my own hands drawdown and hurt myself financially trying to trade, the idea of going around and going into other people's vending machines just to get the cash to do it, it actually crossed my mind. So I understand the depths of willingness to do the unthinkable. And that's what you're trapped in right now. You're swiping that card and you know damn well you don't have the money to pay for it. And they're taking that money. And how many times have you seen them change the rules? And when people are there to collect, they're being told no. What happens when you're at the top of that pyramid and it's time for you to get the payout and you paid and you played by the rules? And they say no. What recourse do you have? You don't want to come back to me and say, you were right, I should never did it. I have so many people contact me all the time. I wish I would have stopped when you talked about that shit the first time. But because I'm practical, and I know this isn't going to land in everybody's lap and say, you know what? That's real talk, man. Because these prop firms are going to be around just a little bit longer. But how long do you think the federal government's going to sit back and let them do this kind of shit without them coming down on them? They're probably going to be doing time. Oh, this guy's full of shit. You think so? You think so? I would not be fucking touching these fucking prop firms. No fucking way. Because it's fraud. You're not trading any real markets. And you see how fast the first lawsuit that came up against one of them, they all changed their verbiage. When they would say, we give you our capital, our money, they all had to come out and say, you're trading a simulated account. Right away, that should have woke you up. It's not prop. Real prop is where you go into a firm that is trading with real fucking money and they test you and you earn the right to get a hands-on with very little real money. And you grow with proof that you can handle yourself with it. And they give you a little bit more and they graduate it. And that's real prop. But none of y'all know anything about that. But it sounds fucking cool as fuck when you can talk about, I'm a 7-figure prop trader. Well, shit. You walk down the street 10 years ago, you said that. Anybody that's in the industry be like, damn, well, let me shake your fucking hand. You want a hand job too? Fuck, this is great. What's your name? Who you with? It meant something. So everything about this stuff is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. So back to your $5,000 drawdown. Okay, that's your limit. That's the only thing you can afford to lose before you blow your account there. Okay, let's just say that you're willing to, I don't know, get a job at Home Depot. What the fuck did you just say? A job? Yeah, you lazy piece of shit. Yep, I said it. All of you want something for fucking free. No hardship, no effort on my part. And you think the world owes that to you. The last place you're going to fucking find that is in the market. Okay. You're going to get slapped upside your head with a fucking reality that you've never tasted before. But say you go out there and you find yourself a job, whatever it is. It doesn't need to be, an inside job. It could be DoorDash like my son did. Putting miles on his car, running around in the fucking rain, in the dark. Sometimes he'd get good tips. Sometimes he wouldn't. But he learned to shut his fucking mouth. Stop complaining about it. Do what's necessary to get yourself in a position where you can now fund an account. $10,000, 6 months, 2 weeks. Paying his bills on top of it. So working a job, and when he got home or on the weekends or days off, door dashing it was. But I don't have a car, ICT. I ride with mass transit, and I don't have that. So what would I do? You get a fucking job. Get a fucking job. Practice while you're earning that money with one micro in a demo account. Keep yourself refined. Keep yourself focused. You need to stop imagining that you're going to be a lottery winner. Nobody started trading. Nobody that became consistently profitable. Nobody started with the lottery mentality. I didn't start that way. I was hoping I could make $1,000 over the course of a month. $250 a week. The goal was retire by 40 years old. I gave myself 20 years. What was the alternative? Work the rest of my life. Fuck that. I'm not lazy. I'm not fucking lazy. But I ain't wasting my fucking time. Because you don't know how much you got on this spinning rock. You don't know. You don't know how long you're going to be here. So you have to do things the right way. You're going to care more about that $5,000 because you worked for months to get it. Hang on one second. All right, just let Cameron in because we're going to be doing some trading here at 9:30. So I was just going on about how you've been actually in the trenches out there doing DoorDash and whatnot. Did you feel at any time less of a man for having to do DoorDashing?
A part of me, yes. But another part of me was like, it's money for now, and it's paying my bills, and it's helping me out to get by.
Okay. So it's possible. It's possible for you to swallow pride. It's possible for you to say, I want something, but I'm going to defer it because I have to work for it. I have to go through the process of actually earning the fucking shit. No one's going to just give it to me. And then when you take that and you put it to risk, you're going to care more about it. Whereas when you buy these paper accounts and they say that you can afford to lose XYZ, what you've done is you have weaponized poor, toxic thinking that everybody has always done with demo accounts. The problem with the demo account is you don't fear the outcome, but you're interested in seeing if it can work out in your favor. That's what demo has always done to everyone. They've never used a demo properly. And I spent years teaching people how to use them properly, where you're looking for a model to repeat over and over and over again. And then you're going to execute using that model with the lowest leverage that you can do, proving to yourself that you are consistently able to find the setups, that you're consistently following the rules around that model. So that way it conditions you to do just that. So that way when you decide, I never tell this. I've never told any one of my students to go start trading with real money. But you will know when you want to do it, and nothing's going to talk you out of it. I could never say anything to talk you out of it. Your spouse would never be able to talk yourself out of it. You're just going to know it's the right time for you to do it. Now, that may or may not be true, because as soon as you put the first trade on and it's a live account and you have drawdown, you're going to feel something you never experienced before. Your give a fuck is on the highest level on your meter. And it's only trading $2 per point on the NASDAQ. But suddenly you're down $60, down $75. And now you're thinking, shit, this is real. Yeah, it's real. And you have to graduate into that slowly. And when you think by going out there and buying 20 fucking accounts and rolling the dice to see if you can get a payout across 20 accounts, come on. You've done nothing but exasperate the whole idea that makes this harder than it needs to be. You're taking the initiative with the wrong outcome in mind. You're willing to pay for all those accounts. How many times have you bought those accounts? The same people that said, I don't have the money, this is my only way around it. That's some bullshit. Look at your fucking credit card statements over the last year. How many times did you spend thousands of fucking dollars? It sucks, doesn't it? It doesn't have to keep continuing. It does not need to continue. Someone needs to intervene. If it's not me, who's it going to be? You're not going to do it. You can't stop. But look at what you're doing. Is what you're doing right now making you money? Is right now the process and the procedures that you're following right now, the things that you're doing, are they working towards you building the proper mindset to follow a model and not feel impulsive about, I got to get in there and I got to make a trade. I have to make money. If you're not content with spending several days a week where you're not taking a trade and you don't feel, I got to go in there and I got to do something, you're not mature enough to be risking real money. I'll say it in plain terms. If you feel like you got to be here every single day doing something, you're a gambler. And a gambler, given the opportunity to gamble, they're going to gamble. And that credit card feels like free money. Feels like free money until that statement comes in and then it's past due. You're willing to pay that many times, add it all up. What would have happened if you would have put that money into a live account that's regulated? It's a real account. And you only traded one micro contract because you want to take something out to pay a bill down. Cameron's seeing that. He's living that. He gets to see that happen. And it didn't come by a prop. It didn't come by wishful fucking thinking. Very, very, very small baby steps. But I promise you this. The majority of these fucking ass clowns out there that are pushing prop firms, prop this, prop that, they didn't make $2,500 one micro contract in 8 days of trading. 0 losing days. He didn't trade every day. There were several days you didn't have anything on your account, wasn't it?
Nothing.
Not one fucking trade. And had no losing days. Did he have losing trades? Yes. But how many of you ass clowns can fucking say that you did that too? Think about that. When I sat down over the holidays and I thought about, do I even want to do anything in 2026 with this shit? Like, I want to stop being ICT. Like, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. But every single time I tell myself I'm putting it down, I get tapped on the shoulder. This is not what we promised each other. I did my end. You keep up with your end. So here I am. But one of the things I thought about was how I could go into this year knowing that it's going to be hard. The technicals are hard, and I don't give a shit what form of trading you use. Find your hero out there, okay? Find your fucking hero, somebody that's supposed to be doing all this, that, and other thing, and shoots fire from his fucking ass, and he can do everything, and he can run accounts from $100 to $1 million fucking dollars in 30 fucking days. All the bullshit you guys eat up. Ask them candidly, is the markets right now more difficult than it has been in any other time since you've been trading. And as your litmus test, tell you if they're a liar or not. Because if they're going to come out and tell you, oh, yeah, the markets are easy, don't believe that bullshit. My model this, my model that, my system, my indicators, my bullshit. 34 years, folks. 34 fucking years. And I'm telling you the truth. There has never been a time where the markets have been this difficult. It's not because they changed the algorithm. It's because the markets are fucking manipulated. There's a lot of money at risk right now because they've put everybody in a position where they're feeling it. Grocery bills cost way too much money. Propane, natural gas, whatever you use to heat up your home, expensive. It's going to be even more expensive. Everything costs a lot more. So now the sense of urgency has been inflated to a degree where, common sense it's left the building. So left to your own devices, you're going to be doing what? Gambling. You're going to be pushing the envelope in a market that's not conducive for those types of conditions of trading. When the market's loose, low resistance, that means lots of inefficiencies are left in price runs. That's what you want to be trading in. You want to see that. If you're not seeing that, if the market's sharing a lot of the previous candles that just booked on your chart, you're in high resistance liquidity run conditions. That means you're probably going to get banged around. And the runs that you're expecting to see continue probably won't materialize. They'll be short-lived. They'll move a little bit in your favor, but then it won't go right to your target. So that's why I've told Cameron, I said, listen, when you're looking for things, even though those relative equal lows are there, look for the fair value gap before it gets down to it. Just aim for that. That's low-hanging fruit. You're making money, and be content with that. $10,000 turns to $12,600 plus. Less than 2 weeks of trading. No losing fucking trades. And it's against the law for me to say that if it wasn't fucking true. Now, what seems more reasonable? Which path is more conducive for long-term, consistently profitable? Which one is going to be more likely to instill a desire to be more disciplined, not reckless, not gambling? When you're trading with one micro, he got to 2 contracts yesterday. Just 2 contracts of the micro. He went long, ran for those relative equal highs. In fact, I got the little snippet. He didn't get a chance to put a stop loss where it was supposed to be at. It was so quick. It just ran up and got him out. Done. Was it like $120 or something? Wasn't just for that one?
Like 125 something.
Just like that. And he was like, wow, Dad, like that was crazy. See how fast that went? I was like, that's how it is sometimes. But if you're constantly looking for the best case exit strategy right now, you're going to hurt yourself. There's plenty of trading to be done, but you need to be on that sub 1 minute chart to do it. And for a lot of you, that just doesn't make any sense for you to be doing it because you're afraid. You think it's too fast. Oh, those time frames are too fast. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's too fast. It's not moving any faster than it would be on a daily chart. Put the daily chart candle right next to, there's people that have coded this stuff. You can see it on TradingView. Boom. Here's your time frame, higher time frame, and put it against a 15-second chart. It's not moving any faster. So that's an illusion. That's bullshit that you've picked up that somebody else said that now you've now adopted. That's your opinion. It's not moving any fucking faster. But it is presenting a plethora of more setups that someone that knows what they're looking for can go in there with high frequency trading and go in and find maybe 1 or 2 of them and be done for the day. See what I did there? I did not inspire you to say, oh, he said it's high frequency trading. So sit there all day long, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. No, I did not fucking say that. It affords you a plethora of setups. So that way you can see many things form and take advantage of them if it meets the criteria you have for your model. And don't reach too far for your objectives. Go back to what I was talking about last week when I introduced the idea of 37.5 handles. You've seen several trades now where it's 100 handles plus. My model affords me 100 handles or more because that's the logic I use when I'm trading. I want to see a 100 handle run. If I can't see it and justify it possibly moving that much, then I'm not interested in taking the trade at all. But my math behind the system being profitable and growing it is only based on having 37 and a half handles net. Think about that. That doesn't need to change. So I'm affording myself 4 times, many times, to what my minimum expectation is. I'm trading with a model that's geared towards getting 4 times that because that's just simply the model does without doing anything or demanding it to do more than it's created to do. And then when you add money management to it, that means as you make more money, you grow $2,500 in new equity. So now you can trade one more micro. So now you're trading with $4 per point for NQ or $10 if you're trading the micro ES. Because one micro in ES is just $5 per handle. And you think that you can't do well doing that because you've bought the bullshit. You sipped the tea. You drank the Kool-Aid of it's got to be 6 figures or it's failure. It's got to be record payout or it's failure. Who the fuck said that? Who said that? When you first started, you didn't say, I want to start trading so I can be the biggest payout in prop firms. No, fuck you didn't. You said, I need to make some bread. I need some money. I need some fucking money. So instead of wasting your money in these gambling bullshit shops that are really doing more harm to the community than they're helping, the only people that are doing really well are the people that have affiliate links. And that's the fucking truth. And unfortunately, a lot of them are my students. And that's going to hurt you. That's going to make you feel bad. You're probably going to want to say something about me. You probably want to say something to me. You may want to unfollow me. You want to stop using ICT. Probably be the best thing for you to do. That's growth. These paid mentors are never going to talk to you like this because they want you tethered to them, paying them. I'm just trying to talk some common sense to you. I'm not making anything from this, but I am feeling clean by doing it because I would want someone to have said this to me if I had started in recent years and I went the route that a lot of you are probably listening, that you went through these prop firms or you maybe contemplated doing it. Save money, work another job, even if it's part-time and you're only getting 1 day a week to do it. Do it. That's the right way of doing it because you're going to care about that money. You're not going to gamble it away. You're not going to do 15 fucking contracts. Now, AMP, they afford you a opportunity to trade larger because there's a function where when you open up the account that you can toggle it, and it's $300 margin. So instead of trading where you need like $20,000 per contract margin, you're trading with just, as long as you got $300, you can do one contract of a mini. Which, and it's, to be honest with you, it's fucking crazy. I mean, anybody that's trading multiple minis right now and they don't have at least $250,000 in their account, you're fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid. Because you're going to see, probably in the next couple of weeks, market moves that are going to be fucking ferocious. And if you're in there on the wrong side, you're going to get your ass handed to you. So respect the measure of risk that's in the markets right now. Trade with real funds. Stop trading with these bullshit prop firm companies, okay? Stop doing that. You're only making them rich. You're only making them rich. Look at how much money you spent and how much you have earned from doing what you're doing. Now, if you have been consistently taking money out and you've beat them, everything I've said, you're not going to hear it. And hey, kudos to you. But I promise you, you are the minority. Take pride in that. You've beat their system. You've maintained some measure of continuity and responsibility on your part. You weren't reckless, or maybe you have been and you've just been lucky, but that won't last. So you have to think in terms of not only accountability, but sustainability. What's sustainable? Is it you trading 20 accounts, over leveraging just to try to get the biggest payout? Because I'm going to be honest with you. There's been this shift in my community where, I get so many students constantly talking to me. They'll send me messages. They'll send me responses to videos, or they simply post to me on X when I post something, and they'll say, "I'm the next record payout. I'm the next person that's going to do that." I want you to know this. I'm going to be more proud as an educator, as someone that's spent their time sharing this information with you. I would be much more proud for you to say, I have done the minimum. I have worked for what I put in my account. I guard this because I care about my children. I care about what I can do for my kids. I care about making the ends meet because I see things getting expensive. I see things getting harder. And I don't give a fuck about Lamborghinis and Ferraris and mansions and bullshit. I don't give a fuck about that. None of that stuff's feeding my kids. None of that stuff's putting fucking diapers around my baby. None of this shit is paying the hospital bills after I just gave birth to the kid that I don't know how I'm going to be able to afford to feed now. But now there needs to be a paradigm shift where you take your attention and focus from trying to make lots and lots of money and get rich overnight to how can I make it easier for me so I'm not stressing out? I could be a better mom and dad. I could be a better functioning person if I'm without children, if you're single. You can't imagine the level of peace, tranquility that it brings when you're in control of what you're doing. Save up $5,000. That's the minimum I would expect for anyone to say, I'm going to trade one micro, $5,000. If you ain't got $5,000, work until you do. That's not bad advice. Because while you're building that money up, you're practicing, you're proving to yourself that you're going to stick to that model. If you're not doing it in your demo trading, you sure as fuck aren't going to do it with a live account. You're not. Don't lie to yourself because it will not happen. But you can take $5,000. You don't need 10 grand like Cameron used. 10 grand is, that's what he felt was appropriate. $5,000, that's the minimum. Because that affords you some drawdown initially, because you're probably going to have the first couple of days, you'll probably go into a little bit of drawdown because you're going to experience something that you never felt before because now that's real money. In the prop firm stuff, it doesn't feel like real money until you're ready to blow the account. Pegged your ass, didn't I? It only feels like it's real money until you're only inches away from hitting the max drawdown. And as soon as you feel that, you're done. You're done. Because now you're in a position where you're going to wrestle with, I just know I have to have a winning trade now. And then you're going to be feeling the pressures of just get it over with. Just get it over with. Just blow the account because you know that you are fearful of the outcome of the next trade. So is it making you think, I need to follow my model? No. You're thinking about, how can I get out of this pain? How can I just reset this pain? Oh, I got a credit card. Let me just swipe and just do a reset. How many times have you reset without even blowing the account? Said, fuck it, I know my next trade's going to be a loser. There it is, boom. I guarantee you, lots of you have done that. So is that you following a model? Nope. That's recklessness. That's throwing carelessness in the wind and saying, let's see where it takes me. It takes you into debt. It takes you into buyer's remorse. It takes you into toxicity. It takes you into defeated victim mindset. And you can't grow while you think like that. You can't improve when you think like that. You can't do the things that's necessary when you hold fast to those defeating mentalities. Some of you are on the verge of getting to your payout. Maybe it's your first one. Take a week off. Don't trade. That next trade is the make it or break it for you. Because even if you have a small loss, you're going to want to get back that small loss and hurry up and just pass the eval so that way you're in a funded position. You're not funded. You're still in a demo account. So stop lying to yourself. A lot of you talk shit and fill your head up with all this bullshit, and you hero worship. You hero worship me. You hero worship all these other influencers. And let's be honest, you only give a fuck about them because they have affiliate codes. If they weren't giving anything out, you wouldn't watch their bullshit. They wouldn't have an audience if they weren't giving away fucking codes, because their content is nothing. It's all bullshit. It's drama marketing. So what are you doing? Who are you investing your time and energy in? Are they giving you anything of fucking value apart from crack? Because that's what those codes are. In the hands of an addict, it's crack. It's cheap rock on the corner. You know where to get it. And to my students that are a part of that, the dad in me, the upstanding person and a part of humanity, is just trying to remind you today, hey, look, there's more to this stuff than money. And when you make lots of money, you're going to discover that it doesn't make you happy. It doesn't give you the sense of fulfillment. And you're wasting your time chasing that. But when you look back and you say, I built up something that I grew organically. It took me effort. It took me time. And I know for certain I have a skill set that will carry me as long as the days are long here in this world. You have that skill set. But for you that are making your money through affiliate marketing, what happens if that stuff dries up and goes away? You're fucked. The money train stops. You're going to go back to trading bullshit that doesn't work. And these people that are getting huge payouts, they have the luxury of risking big positions on fake demo accounts because they don't give a fuck. They know you're going to come back and watch them because you're giving away affiliate codes. And you'll forget all the times they blew up in front of you because you're getting affiliate codes. It's a loop that repeats over and over and over again. They know it, you know it, but you don't give a fuck because you're trying to get something for free. And the people that I have had the privilege to groom, instill in them the right mindset, the right skill set, they have never worried about that kind of stuff. My highest profitable students never touched prop firm stuff. Never did it. Never touched it. But you think that's what they are. I'm not knocking any of the ones that's pulled that stuff off, but I'm just telling you, that's not all there is. They started small, organically, and they worked for it. And that sense of accomplishment is available to you, but it's going to take some effort. It ain't going to be overnight. It ain't going to be a flash in the pan. It isn't going to be easy without any cost. I can't afford to trade. Well, that right there tells you, right now, you can't afford to trade. If you start any of your rebuttals, if you're trying to retort to anything I've said today, well, you don't understand. I can't afford. Then you don't fucking trade. You can't afford to do this. Everybody wants a fucking Lamborghini, but you don't have the fucking pockets to buy one. So what's the point of fucking crybabying about it? Change the shit so you can afford it. We're only talking about a couple $1,000s, but that couple $1,000s in the hands of someone that's 100% dialed in, and I got 2 minutes, I got to turn this off. In the hands of someone that's capable of managing themselves, their expectations, those individuals with a skill set that they have proven over months, not last fucking week. I watched this video, man, I'm dialed in. This is it. This is fire, bro. I got all this shit. This is all figured out. ICT dropped all the fucking sauce. He's here. Look at this. Diamonds galore in this video. I know exactly what I'm doing tomorrow. And you think that that's going to carry you forward. My stuff doesn't fail individuals. It's the individuals that come here and they try to learn from me and they use TikTok mentality to try to think that, hey, I'm going to watch this video. I'm going to know right away how to do this. I never have to work for it. It's just plug and play, baby. It's as simple as this. ABC 1, 2, 3. This is the recipe. And I got to worry about nothing. It's going to work. And if it doesn't work, fuck ICT is a piece of shit. That's the mentality today. And you can take me out of that and put anybody else that's teaching something of any use or value. But it's painful hearing that. Someone needs to talk to you and remind you that what you're doing is stupid. funding these companies, paying money to these companies when you don't have a skill set, you don't have any control over yourself, and they're constantly revolving the rules, changing it, moving the goalpost. You can't do this, you can't do that. You got to record yourself trading. What the fuck? When I trade, you see a trade because I want to record it. Simple. Cameron didn't sit back and record all his fucking trades, but he's going to get $2,500 out of that account, and they ain't going to say no to him. He's going to pay his $30 wire fee, and that's realistic because that's what you're going to pay whether you send it or receive it. And that's the costs. He can make money today and ask for that new money too. He can trade next week. As soon as he makes that money that day, same day payouts, baby, as long as he meets the threshold before domestic wires for that day close. If he does, he gets the wire. If he asks for it too late in the day, it'll come the following day. That's the perfect business, folks. That's the perfect fucking business. And it has nothing to do with paid demo accounts. So hopefully I've talked a little bit of common sense to you. Maybe I've upset some of you. Maybe I've made some enemies out of what I said today. But if you're a prop firm, clean your fucking act up and treat your patrons like humans because they're not cattle. And for all of you that think that this is the only way to go, it's not. So I'll talk to you next time. Be safe.